And we are into Nemesis draft here. And so we do have the other team picking. And it looks like a Nidalee pick for one. We have a Sin, Shaco, Callistaban, Ivor and Janna, and I'm not sure what this last one is. Maybe it was just a no ban. We do have the Fiddlesticks pick coming out. So this is the new Fiddlesticks. So we'll see if that's going to be a fun time in the game. Into the Nidalee. We do have Aurelion Sol. Our big favorite Dragon Boys hasn't had too much love from Riot these days, so we'll see if he's going to do well into this game in conjunction with the Fiddle. See if the Nidalee does anything. If it goes into the jungle, that'd be amazing. If not, I'd love to see some crazy Nidalee picks and Nidalee builds.
Yeah, I think a big thing with this is like banning out unique styles. Like Singe has a very unique style of play. Aurelion Sol has a very unique style of play, like Ivan does as well. So sort of banning out these champions that do require sort of like almost one-trick status to really get going. Nidalee and Sona just trying to ban out. Obviously, Sona does have that AoE ultimate to be able to stun up, but if you kind of ban or pick for low CC potential, really gives your team the availability to play around and know what is coming. Fizz is an interesting one, as Fizz could really snowball a game, particularly into a pick that somebody isn't comfortable with. You could see if you could get that on someone who is comfortable with it and really shine with it.
Right. Then we have the Karma pick coming out. I don't want something like this. I want something more exciting than the Karma. I hope this isn't just like the build tank, go Frozen Fist Karma. Hopefully it's a little more fun with burst damage. Yeah, the Fizz is going to be a lot of fun. This team that they're picking almost looks like your regular team. Like, I could see this in my solo queue game. Evelyn is banned. Maybe that's just a thing that they didn't want to play. Azir is also banned. No one likes playing against their favorite Sand Emperor. It's a little bit hard to play. He can have some detrimental things going on. If you're not too sure how to play the champion, then you're kind of at a loss.
Yeah, exactly. Just banning out those steep learning curve champions with that Azir, with that Callista, just that martial poise jumping around is something you need to really get used to. I really feel like this Fizz pick could just explode, as they're not going to give him a front line. Right. So it's literally just going to be whoever you ult will probably just die. And potentially you can draft yourself limited CC options into that. So we'll see what gets picked up here. Definitely, Nidalee does have that unique playstyle. Potentially looking for that to be a jungler, but you could put that into a solo lane. Potentially see a little bit of that Void Boy sort of Triforce special.
Your little hotshot GG's life. The Akali and Talia bands did come out last, and then we have an Aphelios pick. The big brain, 200 plus years of balancing experience champion. He has gotten a lot of nerfs these days, and so I wouldn't say he's amazing like he was a couple of patches ago, but if you can navigate Aphelios really well, he's still such a strong champion. Then we have the TF pick, Twist of Fate and the ultimate, being able to go anywhere on the map.
But for us, the thing with the Aphelios is that you're cycling around those 6 guns, so if you're not used to playing with it, it can be very unfamiliar with you.
Yeah.
You could then fret about that and then misposition. If you misposition into this team, there is lockdown with that sort of Twisted Fate as well. You can look for that global ultimate. But again, getting used to cycling through, making sure that you're pulling that yellow card at the right time and not locking into that blue card or something. Gonna be interesting. I mean, Caitlyn's interesting as well, because that's such a lane bully into some of these picks as well. You could do actually very well with this. So I kind of like the draft that Melon will be playing.
I'm pretty sure I saw this draft that Orange Slice is drafted in my own solo queue 2 days. So I'm surprised at how these Nemesis Nemesis picks went, because I thought they would have been a little more spicy than this. But we have the new Fiddlesticks coming out. We have the Aurelion Sol. I think those are supposed to be. Apparently, the Fizz was supposed to be Elise, is what I'm reading in the chat. And if that's the case, that'd be a whole other draft.
That would make a lot more sense.
Right, and we'll see if that gets approved, or or if whatever they, or if the, we'll see if that gets okay. If that was an actual mistake, or I'm not too sure. Let's see. Looks like the teams are just setting up into the client properly, getting on the right side of them. We'll have to see with this whole Elise pick, because I can imagine Elise functions very different than Fizz, and you now would have essentially 2 junglers on your team, and we'll see one of them will have to lane. Unless they do some spicy 2 jungle route. But
yeah, you can actually do quite well with Elise in a solo lane. I've definitely been seeing it done sort of in the top lane, because you do get that sort of percent damage early and late into particularly sort of like tanks or things that you can really use your mobility to get around. Blocking skill shots as well with your Spide Links at the right time can be very valuable.
Right. You know, I vaguely do remember, wasn't Elise top popular for like one patch, like last year or something? I vaguely remember. Yeah. Thought it may have been a fever dream. You can never tell with this. Sometimes you just have such weird picks coming out in the solo lanes. I'm not too sure. It will be Fizz as the final pick. They're not allowed to have it switched. They did have some issues, but end of the day, the other team did miss a ban, so it's kind of evening it out. But we'll see, because Fizz is a really strong pick, and we'll see if Fizz goes mid or top.
Yeah, I'd probably put the Fizz top lane, because obviously Twisted Fate, you do want that AoE ultimate to be able to roam to either top or bottom. If you put him in the top lane, then he really can't impact that bottom side. You're looking to potentially take that early dragon when you can. And definitely we'll have to see how this Aurelion Soul does. Had a little bit of a rework, so you can't permanently have your orbs at that extended range as well. So potentially they're not used to that. And there's Fiddlestick research as well. If anyone hasn't been playing it sort of within the week that it's been released, will be definitely exciting. And again, we mentioned that a Filio 6 guns, can't get too fretted about which one you're playing with. They all auto attack, they all deal damage. Just use them when you can. You do have interesting interactions when you can use 2 guns in tandem and get that. And so the nuances of this champion is actually quite vast. So we'll see if anyone has mastery over this champion.
Looks like there was a mispick. So we are starting the draft over one time. Locked in Ornn by accident. I think he thought he was still banning.
Yeah, still playing on. It's a run
Can't
back
be
to
playing
games 1 and 2.
Ornn. You're not always going to be allowed to have Ornn, but guy. But let's see here. Hopefully we get through this pretty quickly. I think they were just trying to ban quickly, and it was just a mistake. So no big deal.
We'll get right back into it as and when. Let's talk a little bit about the champions that actually got banned away. So Shaco, Singed, Callista, Azir, and Akali. Which champion do you think you would like to play the most out of those 9 that we see? Obviously, one ban didn't actually get shown.
So I do play a lot of Callista, so I'd love that champion. That being said, I feel like when you put a bunch of people on champions that they're not good at, Shaco can do so much work. You just take advantage of people who aren't good at laning on certain champions. You just pop them up, and then you're so strong coming into whatever like state of the game. Yeah, you fall off a little in the late game, but like you just have so much presence, and it looks like the right picks are coming in. Nidalee into the Sona likely coming here first. TF. Trying to guess the order of what they were going to pick, but I guess it's who at the end of the day. And I'm pretty excited to see how the Nidalee, Sona, Fizz, Twisted Fate, Kaylin game goes for Melon, because they just have that seems like such a normal team color. And that being said, so did the other team. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fiddlesticks, Aurelion Sol, Karma, Aphelios, and Soraka on the team. Do you think it's going to be a Karma support with a Soraka top, or the other way around?
Ooh, I I think that Karma could do better in a side lane. Soraka definitely got a little bit of nerfs when it got played so prevalently in the early stages of the pro leagues. So we'll have to see. My main issue, or not issue really, thought is that maybe Nidalee should be going tank bruiser, and I'm not sure how she scales with her items and damage scaling sort of as the game goes on. But I could definitely see it into this comp, as they do need somebody to be able to really initiate the fights and give Fizz a little bit more freedom to pick when he wants to engage.
I'd love to see like a tanky off-pick Fizz where you go top lane, you go a little bit tank item, you are the front line, and you're just that bruiser that can't be killed. And I remember the days when that was popular in Fizz.
Yeah, particularly with the buffs to Blade of the Rune King, you could also look to go that. Not that he's shredding a lot of tanks in this game, but you can sort of go that slightly more attack speed, tanky sort of Fizz build as well.
Right.
I'm sure various patches sort of have changed, so it's not as viable as it used to be. But like we keep talking about the variants of comp that this Nidalee, Twisted Fate, Fizz, Caitlyn, and Sonic can do, whereas on the other side, they really only can go one way. I mean, yeah, you can go tank Karma, but apart from that, it's kind of play as you like, really.
Right. Yeah, and I'm wondering who picked what based off comfort, or if no one's comfortable in the champion, who decided they were going to pick up what. You know what I mean? If it's, I think I've seen this champion played in pro play before, so I think I have an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Or if it's, I've never touched this champion before, let's go. I can imagine everyone has pulled up every skill build and item build for all of these champions because no one knows what they're doing.
It's like playing Ultimate Bravery. You just got to go with the first thing you find online.
That would be so much fun instead of just Nemesis draft. And Nemesis draft plus Ultimate Bravery, and we'll see who wins that game. But
you could definitely get some synergizing items in one way. You're just like, this just makes no sense. I'm stacking Giant's Belt on a Sona. Like, I just can't do anything.
Right, and it looks like everyone is locked in. I'm excited to see how this game goes. I'm excited to see. He's either banned in my games or known as wanting to pick him because he'd be the strongest, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, this is Game 3 Nemesis Draft Mode, the decider between My Mum Brought Orange Slices and Melon Boys. We'll be right back after taking a short break, loading into the Rift. Yep, I finished my snack bar.
Yep.
Hmm?
Yep.
Hello and welcome back to Game 3 here, Nemesis Draft for the Quarantine Cup here at Pepega. We're looking forward to this. We have some interesting combinations of champions coming onto the Rift here for Game 3 Nemesis Draft. Obviously, Ovid and Bounty has bore fruit here. My name is Ruktor, and casting with me this evening is Faiz.
Hello, hello, and first thing I read in the chat is who's ready to watch me end by I'm here again, and oh, you know I am, because I don't remember the last time I saw an Aurelion, so we'll see how that goes. I will say Fizz doesn't have items, so we'll see if that's intentional or if he's just forgotten.
It's an ambitious tactic, Faraz. It means that he's got confidence in his abilities. He's going to go in there. He's going to be able to buy a massive item with that early advantage and not worry too much. I don't think he realizes that as minions that have actually come into the base, he's going to run out of time to be able to buy. Also playing very defensive behind his tower.
I'm wondering if he AFK'd and was like, I'm just going to do that. But you know what I'm saying?
Wait, he's recalling. He's going to miss the first wave.
He has TP, may just explode. You know, I just realized that we have I'm here again in the mid lane while Mr. Borg goes top. So that means they wanted a little lane swap there.
Yep.
Maybe they thought it'd be a more favorable matchup in the laning state. But Muffin Incarnate versus I'm here again mid instead of the top side, which is a little interesting because it's the same person you're matching up with, just on the wrong or in a different lane.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to sort out who's going where with the model there at the bottom. Sorted that nicely, and a little bit of a conventional start here. Both junglers turning to the top side. No leash though, no buffs completed for Boomslang, as he is really struggling versus this camp level 1. That took him a very long time to secure.
Right, and I've been seeing the fiddles do the double one where you try and pull two camps together and do that, but maybe he's just not comfortable doing that quite yet. I will say a note on Aphelios. In the early game, you actually want to be using the Severum or the Blood Pistol over your long-ranged weapon. I say that because you want to save that for your level 2 where you can use your Q again to poke out and get the passive on the sniper. And so I'm wondering if this is a sign that Calvin isn't super comfortable yet on the Aphelios. And, you know, there's certain trading patterns you learn to do as you play the champion a little more that you kind of get lost in when you're first playing him. Because a lot of
JS looking for the top side onto Mr. Borg. BootsNoJS has to flash, gets answered though. Now he has to run away from Melon Lord. Can he pull the right card? He pulls the red, gets the slow, but that wasn't the stuff that he needed.
I'm sure he wanted to pull the yellow card there. A little bit of a scrap bottom lane, but nothing too big.
A big thing with this bottom side with these double sort of healing supports, very limited hard CC in the kind of lane as well. You've got that trap, but you have to actively walk into it. There's nothing really to set that up as well. And the root snare there from Soraka, you have a very delayed thing. But a nice stun there in the middle lane. He's actually tanking a lot of minions, so maybe he could get a couple of autos. Muffin and I'm here again, tangoing in the mid.
You know, I've actually been seeing Muffin have some pretty intelligent trading patterns where the Aurelion Soul will bring his stars out, and what Muffin will do is just use Playful Trickster to just get away from it and get inside the circle.
Boomslang's in the mid, and he's already used his engage. He's now exposed, rooted back into there. Fleet as well. I'm here again, tanking a lot of minions. Can't really get too much onto it. Can't land the stun to be able to further that engage.
Right, and you know, Fiddle in the early game just doesn't have the impact you want.
BootsNoJS has red buff. He's also got the jump on him. Muffin's in return. Level 3 on Boomslang. Forces the flash. But there's the spear. BootsNoJS and the flash forward as well. Aggressively there from Muffin.
Great job there, landing all those all the spears, because that's sort of the difficult part of playing Nidalee is your spear hitbox isn't that wide, and they did a lot of hitbox reductions a couple of maybe a year or two ago. They really brought Nidalee into line with the other. The model looks like the skill shot. I'm trying to say, and
I think it was
good
2.5 patches ago that like Nidalee's been changed for a very long time now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always tough to keep up with all the patches. There's just so much changing in the game constantly. But yeah, good job on the Boots.js, keeping his reputation of having great early game coming into this Nemesis draft game.
Peggy misses the spear though. He's still got the red buff, so he's landing these slows. Cookie as well forces the barrier out of Peggy. Now he's on the run. Boomslang level 3, looking to see what's up.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's the difficult part with Nidalee. When you don't land the Q, you kind of just damage. And we'll see if Melon Lord top lane can do a little bit more. We saw him mess up one card so far, getting a red card instead of a yellow, but maybe that is what he wanted, so we can...
Boots.js lands a spear this time. He gets stunned up in return. Now they're on the tower. Boots has to be a little bit careful. Is he going to take the second tower shot? Lands the heal as he gets into human form yet again.
A little dicey there.
He's got an aggressive vibe here again, looking for his prey. Boots.js going to have to run. Definitely going to be able to difficult. Got the trap as well. Now he's going to get cushioned in. Muffin looks for the kill, sinks the teeth in, and he'll secure that.
Yep, and there's the little shark pops out. A little tactical shark by that Fizz skin. You know, great idea by I'm Here Again. Just underestimated, or I guess overestimated his damage on whether or not he could take out Boots before the Fizz could follow up. But I like the aggressive play. That's what I want out of this game 3. I want aggressive play. I want confident play. You may not be the best on the champion, but I think if you're not playing confidently, you're just going to fall so far behind.
Yeah, great to see Muffin get that early lead. Kind of needs that with his aggressive play on the Fizz, looking for that Sheen, looking for that Lichbane first item. Boomslang into the top. The red card has been pulled. That'll just be a slow. Gonna get rooted up as well. The 2v1. He has to retreat, but the flea is there already. He's just gonna get... He's got a lot of health, actually, as well. There's just damage isn't there in this top lane. He draws the boo card. Is that what he wants? He's gonna get rooted yet again, I think. That means Boomslang can go back in. He forces the barrier out as well, and that last auto gets it for Mr. Borg.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the blue card is what he wanted. Cards do damage, but you just want the CC in this situation. You don't want to be followed. You just want to play safe, and that's just not what was happening in the top lane. And it can be difficult when you're not used to TF's pull a card to get the right card every time, but I think he had the time to slow it down a little and pick the right card.
Yeah, this is big for Muffin. He actually looks for the fish in the mid lane. He's already procced his electrocute, but gonna be able to skill under tower. Maybe gets the burn down.
Yeah, it's Fizz for you. Good job there. Really good use of the playful trickster to make intelligent trades, like I mentioned earlier. I'm Here Again is catching on a little. Before that kill, he would wait until Playful Trickster was popped, and then throw out the Q kind of where he thought the Playful Trickster would land, giving him some trade opportunities. But
it's the bot lane. Boots.js actually lands a spear. That was pretty massive. And the snipe as well. Double O force from the Flash Sonna. Cookie has to run, but he's under tower. He's exposed. Boomslanger's there, but he can't quite find anything in return.
If Aphelios had left there, I would have said great use of the right. He pulled out the Blood Pistol ult and he used that. It gives you a pretty big heal when you landed on other champion. So I was going to say great job, but I mean, there's just so much damage coming from the Melon side with the, constant Q lands by the Nidalee. And he was just able to dish out so much damage in that fight. And I'm impressed by the Nidalee pick. I didn't think it was going to be amazing, but it's doing really well.
Yeah, maybe has a bit of experience, obviously. Like, this is Nemesis drop, but some people might be able to. They could trade between the players, so potentially That's where they were looking. Mr. Borg maybe a little bit more comfortable with Karma. That's why he's playing at top lane.
Right.
And a Radiant Soul goes mid. That's kind of necessary. We were a little bit surprised as we thought the TF would go middle, but they're allocating the Fizz to that role. Doing a really nice job as another fish goes down as well. Here comes the TF as well. Pulls another blue card, but it doesn't matter because he's got the kill, and that was the damage that was required. They can maybe rotate this to an early Ocean Soul as well if they need to.
Right, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. CC doesn't matter, and the best CC is death. So, you know, just securing that kill. But the Fizz is just really running over this game, and now I kind of understand why they really wanted it not to be picked. Sorry, 2-0-1, but I wouldn't even call it the Fizz pick in specific.
Well, he's got it in the middle, but yeah, he just hasn't done it. There's needs a blue card now for the mana if he can do it, but you just see like Boomslang just can't deal the damage, does get the blue card for the mana, gonna be able to make sure that he retreats. But that was your Crowstorm you used to know of nothing but really getting him out of lane.
Right, and that's what I was saying about the Fiddlesticks kind of in between games is he just doesn't have the damage you want. And maybe he just needs a little more items before he's really taking over these fights with Crowstorms, but just so far I haven't been super impressed by the rework, honestly. But I kind of, as I was mentioning earlier, I almost want to attribute this amazing early, not necessarily to the Fizz pick, but the Nidalee pick. And I don't think the other team had realized that that Nidalee would be such a beneficial pick for Melon.
Oh, I agree. He's definitely had presence. He has had a fairly high skill shot rate with the spears currently, particularly in the bottom lane, and done really well. Big CS now for Cookie. He is landing a lot of snipes onto Etan as well, so doing nicely there, scaling up into the game.
Right, and you know, once you play a bit of Aphelios, you kind of get feel how it feels to swap between them. Obviously, it's going to take more than one game if he hasn't played it before, but pretty much every AD carry player has tried the champion once. They may have not done too well.
Nidalee again in the bottom. BootsNoJS lands yet another spear onto Peggy. Forces the barrier, but it's not going to matter. In the mid as well, Fizz diving. Kills going left, right, and center. Here for the Melon boys.
They're really taking over this game 3 in the Nemesis draft, and you know, that's what this is for. You're trying to get the other team on champions they're not comfortable with. Yeah, these team comps look pretty normal. It's just that one is so much harder to execute.
Crowstorm over the wall. He's going to be going into a 3v1 though. Does he have the damage? The heal comes out for BootsNoJS and the shielding from Sona as well. Gonna go down. Drake awarded over to Melon boys. That's coming up roses for them.
He was close. I'd say he was close. He almost had the Nidalee pick. Boots, you know, probably could have healed himself with a smite or something. Or he had just so much with the Sona and the self-heal that I didn't see him dying, but it was a good attempt by Fiddles to try and get a pick there. I think if Nidalee had been alone, it would have been. And then we're just back up. Sorry, go ahead.
We have a nice early pickup here of the Rod of Ages for Melon Lord, so he is actually going to be pretty tanky, and there's just not a lot of damage just scaling up into the team. I said that Cookie was farming nicely, but he's now 0-2 due to this phenomenal pressure here coming out of BootsNoJS, showing that he can just play a lot of champs and a lot of diversity. Lisa in game 1, Kha'Zix, which was phenomenal in game number 2, and now on this Nidalee pick, Mr. Borg taking a disadvantage trade there in top side as well. Fizz potentially roaming down bottom, but BootsNoJS into the top, misses that spear, but he's got another chance if he needs to. A little bit of a heal coming out there from Mr. Borg, but he now doesn't have his ult. Spear lands! That's under the tower, and that's secured.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, when you're so far as Nidalee, spears are... Normally the Nidalee play is you land the spear, you go in Cougar form, you're so far ahead. All you have to do is land that spear, and it's already, what, a third of your health? Potentially like a fourth of your health, and it becomes much scarier to be not having Fog of War. Those Fiddle effigies terrify me. Who needs wards when you just use yourself? Am I right? And that's what Fiddlesticks does now. The Aurelion Soul similar to the Karma, just hasn't done enough. And that's just kind of the story of this game on the other side is the champions just, if you don't know how to pilot them properly, you tend to just not have the same damage output. You're not comfortable with the proper combos, and I think that's what we're seeing this game.
It's the pressure there early from Boots.js. You kind of want to like push and then roam as much as possible on that Aurelion Soul, and just the pressure coming out from Boots.js. And now Solo from the 3-0-1 Muffin Incarnate in this mid lane, just showing up really nicely. We said that this could be quite a successful pick, and it's shown to be. But it's Boots.js on this Nidalee having a field day in the early game.
Right, 5-0-2. Already have the Sheen and the Aether Wisp bot. That means you're just gonna be doing so much damage when you land your spear and go in that some of these champions are just so squishy. Like the Sona, if you get hit by a spear, you may just get one shot. And that's gonna be first tower for Melon Boys. You know, Fizz just had so much pressure mid, it just poked out. And no one could stay in lane with him long enough to protect that tower from him. So they're at a 7k lead 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah, this is going badly here now. It really is ballooning here for Melon Boys. They're going to be able to get that rift. They've already got the 2 turrets, so they can just roam bot as that group. We've got Boomslang here in the bot lane. He's on a pink, so he can potentially look to see if he's got something. But very respectful here. They know that they're playing on the bot side of the map, so not really looking for too much. Rift Herald going to go over to Melon Boys. Let's see where they play that. Probably into the bot lane when they can just push out the sides and get a collapse.
Right. And if they can get another tower or 2 down, then, you know, the map is really going to open up for them. And at that point, once the map is open, TF can have a field day going anywhere on the map he wants.
Fiddle in the bot lane. Prostorm onto Mr. Anonymous. Gets down to half health. Really nice crescendo. And TF is now coming into the bottom. He's pulled the yellow card. He's got the stun onto the Raka. Barrier produced as well. Gets a little move speed buff. Bisterborg in the bot lane as well. But it's Muffin looking. Misses the fish, but he's still going in. Golden there for Peggy in the back line. Voice of Light trying to just defend against it, but Muffin goes back in. It's a double kill over to Melon Lord. They're going aggressive onto I'm Here Again. They're chasing down Peggy as well. Boots.js managing to force the flash out there on the back end of it. Secures it, and it's an absolute wipe here for Melon.
I'm not saying it's a stomp, but it's looking a little bit like a stomp. And that's, you know, game 3s are always exciting. And with the Nemesis draft, you really weren't sure what you were going to get. But I'd love to have just a Fizz, a Nidalee, and a TF on my team compared to having Karma, Fiddle, and Brilliant Soul. And I mean, that's what the power of the Nemesis draft is you give your enemy team something that they're just not going to be able to execute on. And now that we have all that, it's just, what do you think that Orange Slices can do to recover this game? Because I'm starting to get concerned for them.
I think it's going to be very difficult, honestly. You've got no front line for Calvin Cookie to really put down the damage. Got that Essence Reaver, but it's not going to really amount to too much. Got a fairly defensive. He did actually go for that Iceborne Gauntlet, but there's so much AP in the game right now that probably, although helps with the kiting, probably isn't the right build path, as he's just lading into all these AP. We've got double Lich Bane, 7-stack Rod of Ages on the other side. So tanky there. Hasn't even decided to bring boots, as he's just ulting around the map. Melon Lord as well. Got that stopwatch, so looking for that Zhonya's third item. It's going to be very difficult to be able to get that. You kind of need that Crowstorm to really be hitting and having a bit of a punch if you're looking for that engagement. Because they're definitely going to be playing a little bit of ARAM style, trying to look to tower dive now as well, aggressively with this Fizz.
Right, and you know, we're going to have a triple Lich Bane game from the side of Melon Boys here, because they're all going to have it. And so, like you mentioned with the TF not having boots, while I think it's great that he may be prioritizing that because he's just roaming on the map, he still wants some boots. It's always important to keep some up. But yeah, the Fiddle pick, maybe if it had a little bit of a better early game, would have been necessary to be blowing people up or doing a little more tick damage with the Crow Storms, but so far it's just, it hasn't been translating. The Aphelios has finished his first item, so he does have the Essence Reaver, and he's likely going to go into the Hurricane second.
I'd say go for the global. go for the global. Like TF is currently playing weak side of the map. He doesn't have boots, so you really want to try and shut him down as much as possible.
Right.
Pushes out the wave though, so they have that control back. He groups back with the team, kind of like window miss. But ideally, that is what you want to do for Orange Slices to get back into the game.
And it looks like they're going to want to push
Tips on the night there. Boomslang has been caught out. Gets the throw onto Muffin, but Muffin wants more. He proto belts forward. He's going for Boomslang. Going to be able to secure that already. Voice of Light not going to be able to help too much in the back as a Radiant Soul dies for the 5th time. They're going to have to wave in the midline too. They can probably get that bottom with the Nidalee as well. So much pressure here, just rounding out the game here for Melon Boys.
Yeah, Muffin didn't even need to use ult in that engage. He just jumped onto I'm here again, or on Boomslang, and just, what can you do? Even with through the Soraka ult and through the fear, it's just, he's so far ahead. He just sticks onto you, uses the proto belt to close that little extra distance, and it's just, if Fizz is near you, you need to be running.
They dropped Rift in the bot lane. This is going to be a big push here as well. Getting that super low. Just needs an auto there from the Caitlyn. Has the range to do it as well. And the pressure mid is just all mounting here for Melon Boys as they're just pushing into the base right now. Crowstorm aggressively. They're looking for the Caitlyn. The root is going to be there already. The Crow goes down. Double crescendo as well. Mr. Borg in the firing line. Gets picked off by the ace in the hole. That'll be awarded over there. Fizz gets a kill in the bot lane as well.
And I wonder if this is just game. You know, they have a wave coming in after this inhib. Just, is that it? Is this where... Yeah, I'm seeing GG well plays come from the Fiddlesticks. And that may just be game 3, you know. 20 kill lead, 14k gold lead. The lead seems to be insurmountable.
Definitely see Fares if they're up to the task. It looks a little bit defeated at the moment. 2 inhibs down at 22 minutes. Means that they can potentially do this Baron buff. They have a lot of healing here with the Sonar and the Nidalee. So they could definitely rotate the aggro. They don't have a tank, but they can definitely kill this fairly quickly with the amount of gold that they've accrued in this game. Probably not even going to need to stop for that third Cloud Drake as well, although that would be very nice for the movement. Fizz potentially looking for a little bit of a play there. Goes on to Peggy. He's so low. He's 4 levels in the lead, and he's probably just being able to secure that. The lovely fear actually stops it, but the burn down is there and prevalent. Muffin still has the engage. He wants Boomslang as he's just kiting back to his team, opening up all this space. The blue buff's gonna go over to Melon Boys as well as they poise for the Baron.
So do you think after this game they're gonna go to Melon during this game, or like what's gonna go on? Because at this point you have 706, 704, 306, 20 or 10, and then you have a TF that's 315. And I mean, at this point it's hard to see a way to come back. You'd have to have, this is a game that it's Melon Boys' game to lose, and you have a lot of room to make error in this game and still find a way to, you know, keep your lead. That being said, if Aphelios gets a bunch of kills and
yeah, Peggy gets speared and goes down instantly. Boots finds a kill already. I'm here again, gets launched at yet again. Ace in the hole, gonna secure that into the back. Forces the flash out of Mr. Ball, but he's gonna go down to Muffin. Yet again going aggressive. This will be the 3rd inhibitor going down. They've got the Baron minions as well. This will be the close of the game. NEMESIS drop, 1 over. Melon Boys securing the victory. Only 1 kill in the entire game unless they do decide to tower dive this Boomslang, but really nice.
Save the KDAs, save the KDAs.
Boots No JS having a phenomenal early game in this Nidalee, really showing prowess on this champion that got picked for him.
You know, Boots No JS is just phenomenal in this series overall. Good on him for just all the things he was able to accomplish these games.
Yeah, exactly, Fares. Wonderful play. Well, that will round out our first best of 3 series. Took a while, but we got over the line. More to come here at Pepega Quarantine Cup.